right, Katie, thank you so much. Well, Fox19 is encouraging you to think pink this morning. We're partnering with Susan G. Komen for the Cure to raise awareness for breast cancer. We're all wearing pink. Our on-air graphics are pink today, and every month on the 19th, we'll bring you stories of breast cancer survival and efforts to fight the disease. Breast cancer will take 40,000 lives this year. The ladies of Fox19 have their own personal stories and join me this morning. Good morning, ladies.
Hi, Tracy.
It's a very, very pretty ladies, I would say. Well, Tricia, let's start with you. We've heard a little bit about your story and your connection with breast cancer hit very, very close to home with your sister.
You know, I was listening to your story today, Sheila, and I know that everybody's been touched by cancer. I mean, who hasn't been?
Right.
But also, my grandmother had cancer, and I can remember when I was in high school when they removed her breasts, and she had to do the steps on the wall, you know, and it was very radical back then. I mean, now I think that, you know, it's improved a lot more, and people have that recovery a lot quicker. And, you know, and my husband's grandmother, and, you know, and all of these early screenings, and then my sister, who was diagnosed with cancer. It wasn't breast cancer, it was cancer, but it's still mean all the same. Cancers are just lumped together. And she found out she had cancer in January of '05 and died in September of '05. So, I mean, it was a really quick, terrible demise. And just to watch someone go through that, it just kills you. Every day you die another day. You just do. It's just terrible. And I just hope that I'm alive one day when I see a cure. Wouldn't it be great if we can actually, everything that we raise actually goes to finding a cure for this?
Well, and you hope that your voice and just walking beside somebody, you hope that that makes a difference for somebody else.
Exactly.
And Katie, you were young when you talk about your grandmother.
Yeah, we actually found out in the early 2000s that she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she is a survivor, so that is good news. But you were talking earlier about, Tricia, the just watching someone, a loved one, go through that. My grandmother on my mother's side had cancer, not breast cancer, but I physically watched her, and she eventually died of cancer, and it still gets me choked up thinking about it. My dad had cancer, so it runs in the family. May not be breast cancer, of course, but it's like everybody has that connection, and it's just something that, you know, gets you real emotional too.
Well, and that's why we're doing this on the 19th of every month, and that's why we're sharing our stories today, hoping that our voice will make a difference for somebody else that's out there. And Sheila, with your mom, and the great news is you just spent last weekend with your mom, right?
Know.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah, I was 17 when my mom was diagnosed, and you know how you are when you're 17 and everything just hits you so hard. You're either way, way up or you're way, way down. I remember thinking my mom's gonna die. When she told us that she had breast cancer, I thought, I'm not going to have a mom anymore. And my dad died when I was 9, so it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying, but thank God she caught it early, which is so important. And Tricia, you mentioned some of the radical things that happened back then in the 80s when she had to have a radical mastectomy and didn't have the reconstructive surgery. And I remember her doing that. She had a lot of swelling in her arm that she had to put one of those air tubes on there for treatment of her arm, and you know, she had a long-term effect from it, but thank God she's healthy. But you know, now I have to fear for myself, and I have to fear for my daughter and my grandchildren, because now we have that family history.
Yes. Kim, your story's a little bit different. You just went for African American women. The numbers are different for them, and you need to tell them to get early, to get out there.
I mean, it's about spreading the news, which is what we do on a daily basis, you know. But it's really, I mean, African American women are getting breast cancer when they're younger, and they're getting more aggressive tumors. And so it's really kind of a selfish reason, because I worry myself about what could happen to me, to my sister, to my family. And I've had a number of friends who have had breast cancer and, you know, whose mothers have died from breast cancer. And so I really just want to make sure everyone knows and remembers. Get tested early.
I had no idea, and if nothing else, you have touched my life, because we now have a little one from Nigeria. I had no idea that the numbers were that much greater for African Americans, so thank you for that. I lost my dad to cancer, and we just gained guardianship of a friend who has asked us to be guardian of her 2 girls. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. She lost her husband the year before to suicide, and all of a sudden, Kirk and I were thrown into this family, having to get to know them and their girls, thinking, you know, one day we could be their parents. And so she's out there today. She is doing well. You shared a little bit of her story, and so that's great for us. So I feel like it's kind of all around us. So what we're doing here is just trying to spread the word, and what we want you to do is just take care of yourself. You know, I made a comment that if we're not good and if we're not taking care of ourselves, it kind of seems like the household doesn't work so well, right?
Yeah.
You know. So
And you know what? Those mammograms are quick. They're
Yes.
quick and painless. You're in, you're
Yes.
out. There's nothing to it.
And you know, all of the women that I've ever had a mammogram with that have just been such a blessing. You know, they to me they're angels here on earth, and so it's not as bad as you think going in. You know,
That's the whole reason why women don't get the mammograms. They think it's going to hurt. They think it's going to be terrible. It's not. It hurts for a second.
It's
but
not
it's
a
fine.
prostate exam.
It is.
It's a prostate exam.
And you know what? It's worth it to not have the alternative.
Hey, we have our
and I think that that's a great place to end. It is not a prostate exam. Okay, so there you go. There's the information on the screen. We want you to be a part of our team. We have a link on our website to sign up. Join Team FOX19. You can type in the promotional code FOX19, no space in between Fox and 19, and it's all capitalized. And we'll get you a $5 discount, and you can join all of us on September 24th. We would love to have you.
Yeah, please walk with us. We hope to see you there.
Absolutely, yes. And send us your breast cancer events. We'd love to share them with the community so that everybody can get involved. And of course, we'll be sharing some more with you as the Morning X continues. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you,
We'll be right
Tracy.
back.